This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. I'm Marek Mazurek. The $311 million Sola development that's serving as a headlining act in Michigan City's downtown revitalization is beginning to lease out units, with construction hopefully starting this summer. The Sola project is named for its location south of the lake and will cover a total of 628,000 square feet of space, and it's billed as one of the largest developments in Northwest Indiana. The 13-story building will have 170 condos, 18 townhomes, and nearly 250 hotel rooms, in addition to over 20,000 square feet of retail space. Chicago-based Farpoint Development is working on the project that originally broke ground in 2023, but has seen delays with financing amid high inflation and the ever-rising cost of building materials. But Farpoint founding principal Scott Goodman says he's confident construction will start in July and could finish in early 2027.
So I was obviously very familiar with the Michigan City market and always thought it was ripe for development such as this, and thought it was underinvested. I think that we started hearing about the double track project, and then it became a little bit of a cascading event. All of a sudden, the decommissioning of the power plant and the penitentiary going away.
As of last week, Goodman says 30 of the units have sold. With condos priced in the mid $400,000 range and the larger townhomes in the low $900,000 range, Sola appears to be targeted at people looking for a second property. Another feature which mirrors more established rental-heavy communities is that owners will have the option to use the Sola's built-in property management system to rent out their unit when they're not staying in it. Holiday World and Splash and Safari has acquired Santa's Cottages, a lodging destination located just 5 miles west of the theme park in Santa Claus, Indiana. Financial terms were not immediately disclosed, but Holiday World noted the deal is the first business acquisition in its 79-year history. Santa's Cottages is a 23-acre lakeside resort that features more than 36 fully furnished cottages and amenities like walking trails, lakes, playgrounds, and a pool. Holiday World co-owner Leah Koch-Blumard said in a news release that the theme park's move into the lodging business is, quote, only the beginning. It was not immediately clear if any jobs would be affected by the acquisition. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
President Donald Trump said Tuesday that he will double his planned tariffs on steel and aluminum from 25% to 50% for Canada, escalating a trade war with the United States' northern neighbor. Trump said on social media that the increase of tariffs set to take effect on Wednesday is a response to the price increases that the provincial governor of Ontario put on electricity sold to the U.S. On social media, Trump continued to call for Canada to become part of the United States as a solution, which is a form of taunting that has infuriated Canadian leaders. The U.S. stock market promptly fell following his social media post, triggering more concerns about a brutal sell-off on Monday that puts Trump under pressure to show he has a legitimate plan to grow the economy instead of perhaps pushing it into a recession. The stock market's vote of no confidence over the last 2 weeks puts the president in a bind between his enthusiasm for taxing imports and his brand as a politician who understands business. After years of planning and fundraising, the Evansville Rescue Mission is launching the Susan H. Snyder Center for Women and Children. At the end of March, the remodeled 42,000 square foot center on Evansville's east side will begin offering 125 women and their children a space to recover from homelessness, domestic violence, and other issues. According to the nonprofit, women make up 40% of Vanderburgh County's homeless population. The Evansville Rescue Mission has a 200-bed men's shelter, and leaders say they began planning for a women's shelter in 2022. 2 more women have filed lawsuits against Options Behavioral Health System, a mental health and addiction treatment center in Indianapolis, and are alleging staff at the facility held them for longer than necessary and did not use proper treatment on patients. 6 lawsuits have now been filed against the facility since 2024, arguing similar claims. The most recent lawsuits were filed on March 5th and March 7th in Marion County. Representatives for the defendants did not immediately respond to requests for comment from the Indiana lawyer. Curator of Jim Irsay's art and music collection, Larry Hall, is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.